To return to functional stability after an ACL tear, the knee must absorb immense mechanical stress and pivot at high speeds. That is the ultimate goal of reconstruction surgery. The traditional orthopedic timeline for treating these injuries is linear. A patient tears their ligament, they wait for the joint swelling to subside, the surgeon operates, and the recovery process begins only after the graft is in place. But despite advancements in arthroscopic precision and surgical techniques, post-operative recovery rates remain variable. Two patients with identical surgical procedures often experience different functional returns. This variance points to an intervention occurring before the operation, prehabilitation. This is a structured, targeted physical and neuromuscular conditioning program executed in the weeks leading up to surgery. The weeks before an ACL reconstruction are not a mandatory pause. This time represents a window where physical preparation begins to influence the eventual surgical outcome. To quantify how prehabilitation changes these surgical outcomes, we can look at a 2026 multicentric study published in the Journal of Orthopaedic Case Reports. Researchers followed 50 patients scheduled for primary ACL reconstruction. They divided them evenly, 25 patients into Group A, who underwent a structured prehabilitation program, and 25 into Group B, who received standard care. This table outlines the demographics. Both cohorts were evenly matched across age, gender, and injury side. The majority fall into the active 26 to 35-year-old bracket. Group A had 11 patients here, and Group B 12, reflecting standard ACL tear epidemiology. During their designated prehabilitation window, the patients in Group A performed specific targeted interventions. This included quadriceps and hamstring strengthening, range of motion work, and balance and proprioceptive training. Following their surgeries, both groups were placed on the exact same standardized post-operative rehabilitation protocol. By keeping the surgical techniques and post-operative physical therapy identical across all 50 participants, the study isolated the pre-operative intervention. Any difference in their recovery timelines is a result of the physical work they did before the operation. We have to examine the physiological condition of these patients on the day of surgery before the surgeon makes the first incision. This chart compares pre-operative clinical parameters of the two groups. Looking at the bottom dataset for quadriceps strength, Group A achieved a significantly higher mean score of 4.1 compared to the standard group at 3.5. Severe pre-operative quadriceps weakness is a reliable predictor of long-term functional deficits. Shifting to the top dataset, we see the visual analog scale measuring pain scores. The prehab group reported lower pain levels, averaging 4.2, compared to the standard group's 5.1. Engaging an injured joint in targeted neuromuscular training can reduce its pre-surgical irritability and lower the patient's overall perception of pain. Patients who complete prehabilitation enter the operating room physically stronger and experiencing less pain, providing the surgeon with a joint biologically optimized for the procedure. The most difficult phase of recovery occurs during the first 6 weeks post-operation. This is the window where joint stiffness, inflammation, and pain typically reach their peak. This chart tracks post-operative clinical outcomes. At the bottom, the prehab group's pain levels drop to a 2.1 VAS score versus the control's 3.4. In the middle section, for knee range of motion, Group A achieved 128.5 degrees of flexion, while Group B reached 118.3. A 10-degree difference in knee flexion dictates normal walking versus struggling on stairs and reduces the risk of arthrofibrosis. Projecting forward to the 3-month mark, the top cluster shows functional outcome scores. The prehab group scored an 86.4, showing clear superiority. Beyond clinical measurements like degrees of flexion and pain scales, the metric that dictates a patient's quality of life is the timeline to independent mobility, specifically getting off crutches. This final chart maps the recovery milestones and overall outcomes. 72% of the prehabilitation group achieved independent walking within 3 weeks of surgery, nearly double the control group's 40%. Early mobility prevents muscle atrophy. Scanning to overall outcomes, 56% of prehab patients earned an excellent outcome compared to the control group's 28%. Finally, a third of the control group fell into the fair category compared to almost zero in the prehab group. By participating in structured prehabilitation, a patient significantly increases their likelihood of regaining basic independence within 3 weeks, redefining the expected recovery timeline. If the data proves that preoperative conditioning accelerates recovery, why isn't it the universal standard of care in orthopedics? Implementation faces several systemic barriers. Hospital networks struggle with tight time constraints between injury and surgery, limited clinical resources, and a lack of widely standardized physical therapy protocols. But another significant barrier is psychological. It is kinesiophobia, the acute fear of movement and re-injury that often occurs while waiting for surgery. A patient trapped at home in a cycle of fear experiences rapid muscle atrophy. But by engaging in guided movement through a structured prehabilitation pathway, a patient systematically reduces kinesiophobia, replacing uncertainty with physical efficacy and muscle retention. Prehabilitation serves as a critical psychological intervention. It builds the mental resilience and confidence required to handle the physical demands of postoperative rehab. The clinical benefit here is twofold. Targeted preoperative exercise reduces the knee's irritability while maximizing the patient's neuromuscular baseline strength. For hospital administrators and clinical directors, establishing a standardized prehab protocol is a low-risk strategy. It requires zero new technology and relies entirely on existing physical therapy infrastructure. This data supports a shift in how we handle knee injuries. Orthopedic surgeons and physical therapy departments should consider mandating a preoperative physical therapy block as a prerequisite for non-emergency reconstructions. The goal is a seamless recovery, moving from injury to physical preparation, through surgery, and rapidly back to normal life. The ultimate success of an ACL reconstruction does not rest solely on surgical precision. It is defined by the work put in before the scalpel ever touches the skin.